I knew a case of an amateur mountaineer friend who was attempting to scale K2, the second highest peak in the mighty Himalayas. He failed in his attempts several times, 16 to be precise, but on the 17th attempt he succeeded. Another example that comes to my mind is of my another friend who failed to clear the civil services examination a couple of times but succeeded in his third attempt. These are a few examples that has the heady cocktail of grit, perseverance, and resilience. I also happen to know few of my acquaintances who, having failed in their startups, started blaming everyone around them for their failures. In all, three facets of our personality makeup of grit, perseverance, and resilience, the common element is the clarity of the goal or vision or purpose. For any enterprise to succeed, the entrepreneur needs these three elements. What is grit? To put it simply, it is our tendency not to give up and sustain our commitment. It also means our ability to delay the gratification for short term goals. We have observed in our various projects in Africa and Asia that the grit is largely influenced by our notion of self esteem and self efficacy. Folks with lower self esteem and self efficacy give up or surrender quickly. What is perseverance? It is our steadfastness in pursuing the goals and not leave it halfway through. This element is related to the achievement drive. What is resilience? This is our ability to bounce back after our initial setbacks or failures and ability to manage our stress productively. The locus of control is a determining factor which influences our resilience ability. Those who have internal locus of control are better in resilient behavior. Let me make another important observation here. Failure or setbacks in any enterprise actually acts as a contributing factor to our grit, perseverance, and resilience. The best example of grit and perseverance can be observed by the behavior exhibited of ants. There is an ancient proverb: go to the ant, you sluggard, consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. Ants are amazing creatures. They can easily carry things more than 50 times their body mass and will patiently travel several miles to bring a prize home to the colony. Several miles. Can you imagine? When ants are on the trail of food, they do not let any obstacle stand in their way. They do not stand around with their hands on their hips and look at each other in disbelief. They do not throw in the towel the moment things get a bit hard. They do not shrug their shoulders and simply give up. They do not make excuses or any kind of apologies. They do not feel sorry for themselves and decide that success is not for them. Ants respect grit over quit. How people react to adverse situations or failures and various disappointments in life depends upon our fundamental orientations of relating to people and situations. Our fundamental orientation evolves through three stages of our interpersonal journey, namely inclusion, control, and affection. Let me explain why I have used the word fundamental. It means we are born with it. When a child comes out of the mother's womb, its first reaction is to howl. This behavior is a psychological plea to the mom to take her back in the womb where it had a very comfortable existence. This is the inclusion behavior. But once the mother takes the baby and starts feeding, the behavior gets repeated over and over again. Who is controlling whom? It is the child that starts controlling the mother. Whenever it is put down in the cradle, it starts howling and stops only when the mother lifts the baby. So the second feature is control. And finally, over the period of time, a genuine bond with the mother develops. Juxtaposing these orientations to the entrepreneur, we notice that when things go wrong, many get into their shell and start sulking. Projection and rationalization becomes quite common. On the contrary, if you get into analyzing the reasons of failures and start openly discussing about it with friends and colleagues and figure out the way forward with renewed vigor. Another facet of dysfunctional behavior is to start suspecting everybody around us and assume that there is a conspiracy to fail them. They become angry, upset, and start shouting and start micromanaging everything. Many entrepreneurs commit serious errors of judgment in this phase and they do not trust anybody. On the contrary, successful entrepreneurs go beyond blaming others or faulting the situation and they examine their plans afresh and start doing mid course corrections. That is the grit and perseverance for you. A true entrepreneur believes in interdependence and builds a cohesive team that has openness, that has mutuality, and that has everlasting trust. The famous writer R.K. Narayan, talking about grit and perseverance in an interview, said, and I quote, I would be at a loose end if I did not have an hour or two of writing daily. I put down about 500 to 1,000 words a day in longhand, mostly on a pad on my lap, but I could write anytime, anywhere. I started and finished the guide in 4 months in Berkeley, California, while traveling in America on a Rockefeller grant. That is the grit and perseverance in action. In the schools or in a training situation, how do we encourage students to be resilient, perseverant, and gritty? We need to go far beyond using encouraging comments such as keep going, nearly there, stay focused, you're doing well, try again, and so on. We humans tend to be reverting to our comfort zone naturally. We like things to be easy, for ideas to come into our minds quickly, to get jobs done and out of the way. So, being able to stick at something, however tricky, and in a range of circumstances for a long time, is a skill or habit we must learn to accomplish over time. We have to accumulate strategies to be turned on by our own effort and to know how to manage our learning environment. It's a valuable life skill, not just one for the classroom. Such habits are not just missing one day and established the next. They develop through a delicately balanced development process with the help of teachers and parents and other role models and life's circumstances over time. But what is needed is a route map, something that guides us through stages or phases of becoming increasingly perseverant. Let me talk briefly about resilience. In these times of COVID 19, many businesses have shut down, millions of jobs lost. There is tremendous anxiety about the future. Usually, in such a doomsday scenario, people react in three ways. Many go into a shock and frustration, resulting in a kind of an impotent rage. Many start blaming everyone else for their plight. Projection and rationalization become the order of the day. While the few get upset, but also become reflective and try figuring out how to overcome the obstacles. It is this category of entrepreneurs whom I call as resilient entrepreneurs. In conclusion, I would say that entrepreneurial journey has several obstacles, false detours, and seemingly impossible roadblocks. But just like the ant tirelessly prods its way to its nest with the food, the entrepreneur, with single minded devotion, marches ahead with his grit and perseverance and bounces back in times of adversity with renewed energy and vigor. And that is the hallmark of a true entrepreneur. Thank you very much.